Yeah, hello everyone. And today again, I have a star among us, another student from DBMCI who has received such an amazing score in her first attempt. She was telling me that she has not gone even for the INI CET and straightforward 598 in NEET PG 2021. So, first of all, heartiest congratulations, Nandhini.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Right. So, you were enrolled as a regular student with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, Nandini, please do tell us how you started your journey with DBMCI and how you went for a success story like this.
First of all, I started my preparation after my internship during April, end of April, 28th April.
Mhm.
And I was able to complete almost 13 to 14 subjects for this NEET PG. All I
Mhm.
did was to stick to the schedule that was given by DBMCA. I would like to thank my family and friends and the DBMCA Institute because I didn't expect this much score to get in my first attempt.
Mhm.
It's wholly thanks to DBMCA. Um,
Right.
and the faculties were so nice and supportive.
Right. So, can you elaborate on this that you purely stick to our schedule, whatever we give to you? So, how much comfortable it was, how much efficient it was that you find that you should stick to this only and you can do everything according to this and you can be ready just before the exams?
The schedule was so good. They used to complete one subject in 5 to 7 days, and they'll give a gap of 2 to 3 days in between.
Mhm.
So, in the gap of 2 to 3 days, I was able to complete the subject and do questions from the question bank of eGurukul app. And in between, in between, if they have uh, given me leave, I was able to revise the older subjects. So
Mhm.
I like was two divisions for those 14 subjects,
Okay.
and that's it. It was
So, how was your experience of the class with the classes? Like, you were purely dependent on our schedule, you were purely dependent on our classes. So, I think you are a right person to guide others. That how was your experience with the classes, with the faculties, with the content? How much questions of yours were answered?
the class. I'm not exaggerating, but the class was so amazing, and I really thankful for Tamim sir and Praveen sir. I love those class. I love those classes of medicine and pathology very much, and the post class test was so much useful for me.
Mhm.
If we genuinely prepare for the post class test,
Mhm.
we'll be able to cover the subject completely. And according to my opinion, I was able to cover 14 subjects. And in NEET,
Mhm.
I did not attend the subject questions from biochem and derm because I didn't attend classes of those subjects. They were yet to come. But what I learned, um, but with the subjects I completed, I was
Mhm.
able to attend almost all the questions of NEET PG.
Very good. So, right. So you could complete 14 subjects. And I think this is amazing story that even when you did not touch the other subjects from the 14 subjects itself, you could get this score that shows that the number of questions that you attempted from these subjects was amazing. Because otherwise you could not have got this score now because other
Yes,
subjects you
sure.
did not attempt, could not complete, right? So post class test, you told me how was your experience with your queries? Were your queries answered? Like obviously you should have asked so many questions from the faculties on VR on different platforms.
Yes, they used to answer the questions in the Telegram group. They were so dedicated while taking the class. And I would love to mention about Ramya ma'am. She took class for us like 4 to 5 days after her dad passed away. And it was so inspiring and it showed how dedicated she was. And all the faculties used to answer our questions without like hesitating, or even the silly questions they used to answer us. And it's so nice about.
Was the class duration comfortable for you people? Because this was a very very unique experience that you people had. We continued with the classes from day one, even in the pandemics. So I think the experience, the kind of experience that you people had gone, I do not know decades to come will experience this or not. So yes.
Initially, I thought face-to-face classes much better, and I was worried that I would miss much benefits of face-to-face class. But now I realize that online classes also equally, and it's more better than face-to-face class, because you can watch the videos second time or third time if you want to, because it will be recorded in the eGurukul app, and you can ask questions and doubts without hesitation. And the class duration is they gave the schedule so well. Like for medicine, it's a tough subject, no? So they gave gap of 2 to 3 days after 4 to 5 days of class, so that we could revise the old classes. And the duration is also convenient. Like they'll keep classes like 2 to 9 or 10 to 4, so we have enough gap in between to revise the classes.
Right. So, what are the things that you did in the last days, like after completing these subjects and you were actually revising? What did you do in the last days in order to, ace your preparation?
To be honest, I didn't miss during the last days of our NEET PG, we had surgery class, and the surgery class was scheduled from 2 to 9. So I revised my older subjects from morning to afternoon, and I used to attend the surgery class. I thought surgery is a major subject. Why we have to compromise it for revising the older subjects? So I was able to complete surgery and other subjects also. And initially, I thought while Jay sir was teaching, why he's saying so much, there is so much to learn in surgery. I used to thought like that. But when I attended the question paper, I was so surprised that all the questions from surgery is from his class only. And that time I realized, okay, I took a good option of not missing the surgery class in the last minute.
Yes. So whenever you attend the classes, you get something extra, and actually, we are not wasting the time. We feel that maybe we will be wasting the time, but actually, it is always coming to our rescue. And you got something extra questions you can attempt from those classes, right? Okay. What about the technical help? Because this area was when we were attending the online classes. I think the amount of technical assistance and help required during this time is very very high, immense. So what kind of experience you were having with the technical helps?
They used to resolve the technical issue then and there. We didn't face, so I don't know about other
First
people.
of all, did you have many problems with the technical things?
I personally didn't have any technical problems at all. Not even like
you are not able to remember it. That shows that there was hardly any issue. And even if there was an issue, that was resolved, Nandhini?
Yes, ma'am. They'll resolve. We used to put in the Telegram group about our issues. Then there will be like Bhavna ma'am and Nancy ma'am. They'll support us and they'll clear the issue.
Okay. So, Nandhini, what did you do in your last 20 days? Because you were very, very new with all these subjects and you were relying just on us. So, what did you revise in the last 20 days so that you can actually get the grip of all the things?
I revised only the notes that I took for the past 4 months. I didn't try to learn new subjects because it will be very difficult to learn a new subject in the last 20 days. So what I did was I revised the thing I studied for the past 4 months. Only the notes, and I have eGurukul notes with me. So I revised from those notes.
So tell me about the eGurukul notes. How was your experience with that? How much easy it was for you to learn from them? And what was the quality, the font size, anything that you want to elaborate it?
About eGurukul notes, it was so helpful for me during surgery classes. And I covered like ENT and psychiatry, like 1 or 2 extra subjects from the notes alone.
Okay.
From the
So
notes
those
and the app.
subjects that you were not able to cover in the classes, you did
Uh,
from the notes.
yes, ma'am.
So
I did from the
was
notes.
it convenient for you to cover it from the notes?
Yes, ma'am. It was so convenient. I did like the selected topics of SPM from the app and with the notes. So I was
Mhm.
able to cover faster.
Right. So, did you notice that in eGurukul notes, we have also given you the color coding? So, when you are learning, actually, it becomes easier. Like pathologies are in one color coding, then diagnosis in one, treatment in one. So,
And notes was so colorful, so it
vibrant.
encourages me to learn.
Yes. This is my personal choice also that notes should be vibrant because you feel like sleepy. Otherwise, also you're feeling sleepy and you open the notes, especially the black and white notes, I don't want. And you must have noticed also that before the off the class, I always say to the students that please use color markers and write the colored
Yes,
notes.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So, any special advice that you would like to give to your colleagues or your juniors who are in the same frame? Maybe they are not able to complete the course and they are relying on just on one thing. So, what is your piece of advice to them?
I'd like to tell them that don't be terrified with what others say. I was so terrified when my like some people say that it's this exam is so tough. You may
Hmm.
not get what you dream. I would love to take medicine. You would not
Hmm.
get what you dream within the first attempt, and that's all a lie. If you put your efforts and
Nandini, you have gone on mute. Yeah.
sorry
No,
for the interruption.
no problem. Hmm.
So what I was saying is, don't be terrified that there is so much to learn, so much to complete. How could I be able to complete 90 subjects? No need to worry like that. What you have to do is, if you see like 4 to 5 videos in a day, revise them
Mm-hmm.
on that day itself. So
Mm-hmm.
um, you'll be able to remember things well. And
Right.
question bank as much as possible. And one GT at least a month. So you can know your progress in the GTs.
Okay. Yes. So I was to ask this question: how many tests you were giving?
I like 4 to 5 GTs I gave. And when I gave my first GT, my rank was around 60K. And last when I gave my GT before the exam, it was around like 10K.
Yes. So a lot of improvements you made with the GT. So having giving the GTs, what do you feel? What was the experience? Your experience with the GTs? What kind of questions were there? Were they good quality questions, or the what was the difficulty level? How could you relate to them in to the questions which are given in the main paper?
The the platform I used to attend GT was so tough. So when I attended the real exam, I found it somewhat easier. And in GT, if you can't score better in the subjects, don't be disappointed because you'll be able to know those questions only after you complete the subject. So attempt those questions if you know them well.
Mm-hmm.
And for the remaining questions, if you are able to eliminate 2 options, you attend those questions, or else you don't attend the questions without any hope of knowing at least any one of the options is correct or not.
Okay. And how was our question bank? Like, attempting questions is a major thing. Just learning the subject and doing the questions are two separate things. So, what was your experience with the question bank?
Question bank, it was nice, and like there will be many more questions. I was able to complete only half of them for each subject because there were many questions in the Q bank of eGurukul.
So, do you actually need any other source for doing the questions once you are there with our question bank?
I didn't use any other platform because I was only able to complete eGurukul app questions, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, so I want to know, is it enough or not? Do the students actually require to go anywhere else for doing the questions? Are we giving enough number of questions to you people in the question
There
bank?
are enough number of questions in DBMCA platform. If you are so much revised, you can go to other platforms, it seems, or else you can stick to this, and the questions are more than sufficient.
Okay. Now, out of the subjects that you did, like one or two subjects you missed, you told. So, do you know, think that anything that came out of the course, or you felt that this is not being covered in the classes? Any image, any question, any topic?
Um, Mostly no, ma'am. Like one or two questions may be there. It may not be directly covered, but I don't think so. Mostly, they used to cover all the important topics, and in the main paper, it was the topics were not so unusual. The topics were all covered in classes. It's just that we were confused for like
Yes,
one or two
so
questions.
actually the options were very close, so they gave you a tricky kind of paper. But what will be your piece of advice to the students? Because you know there are many students who will fall into your category where they are just passed out and they are in a dilemma. So we want that a genuine piece of advice should go to them student to these kind of students, Nandini, because as you were feeling, you know, apprehensive, so we want that those students should not get apprehensive and they should actually start learning as soon as possible with the good stuff. So what do you say, sticking to one source, uh, is it good? Is it reliable? Do we have enough content, enough file things, and the enough question bank to start with? And you can, just by sticking to one source, can capture the story.
Like you said, ma'am, that one piece of advice I would like to give to my colleagues is stick to one source. Some of my friends used to tell that they taught me only this much, whether I should go for some other platform to learn more. No, you need not want all this. What the faculties and the seniors told me, that stick to one subject, learn that again and again, so you can ace in what you learned. That so you need not go for two or more sources. Rather, stick to the same source and learn it again and again, so you remember well of what you learned. There
Yes.
is no need of studying the unusual topics and so difficult topics that hardly one or two questions were asked from it. Rather, you can cover the main topics from the one source again and again, so you can remember well.
Okay. So, what will be your overall experience, Nandini? Any special mention, anything you want to say, anybody you want to thank? You have this
I would
platform.
I would love to thank all my friends, family, and all the faculties for making me score this much marks in my first attempt. Because to be honest, I tried to learn in CRRA also, but I was not able to complete a subject or two for the whole year. But I was able to complete almost 12 to 13 subjects in a span of 4.5 months. Is all thanks to the schedule, the proper schedule that DBMCA gave me. And I'm so thankful for DBMCA and all my friends and family who supported me well during this period.
Right. So such an amazing score in such a small period. Amazing journey, Dr. Nandini, and wish you all the very best from whole of the team DBMCI. Anything that you do in the future, you come up with the flying colors.